Okay, we are live here. Emily Taylor with my idol, Susan Carlson. I can't believe that she is here, and I'm so fortunate to have the opportunity to interview Susan. Susan, you don't know this, but this is what I wanted to tell you. Well, first of all, I want people to know that we have never met. Susan and I have never met. I've never taken one of her classes. And so I was really, I feel really grateful to you for agreeing to participate today because you didn't know who I was. And
well, yeah, I did actually. I did know who you were. So,
well, that's great. Thank you.
Yes,
so,
you do beautiful work.
Oh,
a fellow collage quilter, hey.
Thank you. Okay, so here's the thing, Susan. You probably don't know a little bit of my background, and you are pivotal, the most instrumental, the most influential person in my background, in my recent history, and you didn't know that. Wow. So part of what you don't know, probably, I'll just give you a quick recap, is that I was a fabric designer for Riley Blake Designs starting in 2019 or 2009. Mm-hmm. And then I created a company called Pattern Jam. And Pattern Jam was a quilt website that allowed people to design their own quilt patterns. But I had to get investors for that. And I was all fired up after Shark Tank, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go get some investors. Never again. That was bad because I lost everything. I lost the business. I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I hit rock bottom in my life. I was, middle-aged. I'd put everything into the quilt industry, and I was at that point where I was like, well, what now? And I picked up your book. Shout out. I love this book. Friends,
thank you.
So if you haven't got this, I know it's for sale on Amazon, and I imagine it's for sale on your website, Susan.
It is on sale, yeah.
Okay.
And I can write it to you, too.
Oh, great. Okay. So this book saved me, and it changed my life because it really did. Susan, I'm not kidding. I remember when I bought it, and I was driving down to Southern Utah, and I was looking through it, and I was just like, man, this woman is amazing. I want to be Susan Carlson. I want to be like her. So
it make me cry.
Well, really, you did. You made the biggest impact, and it's just been my greatest pleasure to go on this creative journey and to try and follow in your footsteps and kind of, see where fabric and art takes me. So Thank you.
Wow. Well, thank you, Emily. That was really nice. I'm like trying not to tear up here.
Oh, good. Well, good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh my gosh, we have a big audience today.
Yeah,
I'm excited about this. This is all about
keep coming, scrolling down.
Yeah. Okay. So not everybody has joined me before because this is kind of a new show, but the format is this. I want to keep it short because I know your time is precious. And, but I do want to interview you and ask you just kind of some questions out of the random pot. Okay. So we don't know we don't know what we're going to pull out here.
Okay.
We'll take these. I know, gear up.
Maybe I can take one out.
Last week I shared with the audience that I have webbed toes. So maybe
we don't have that in common. We might have fabric collage in common, but not the toes.
Darn it. I'll tell you who I have that in common with. This is the weirdest thing. Me and Dan Aykroyd both have webbed toes. So I feel like, okay, I'm in company. Okay, so Susan, I am going to ask you questions from here, and it looks like we are getting a whole load of questions too in the chat. So we'll take a minute and kind of scroll there and pick out some good ones there. But thanks for playing along, okay? I really grateful. Okay, I'm opening pot. All right. We've got a handful of questions in here, and we'll just see how far we get with the time that we have.
Okay.
So first of all, how did you get started with your work?
Okay. I guess with what I do in my collage, well, I guess it all goes down to fabric, right? And so I think you came from a fabric background, even with your designing and everything, even before fabric collage. And I think that there are those of us, and probably most everybody who's watching is a fabric person.
Yeah.
So I grew up with fabric. My mom was a dressmaker back then. She's still at 88 years old. Ooh, 88 years old. She's still creating in fabric. So it was always around. And then I went to an art college, and I was going for illustration. And by my senior year, almost all of my illustration and graphic design projects were in fabric. So it just was like the medium of choice. I mean, I had all sorts of medium I could choose from, but I just gravitated to the fabric. So, years later, 1990, I did my first fabric collage quilt. And I think all the different stuff I was learning, you learn how to do, free motion, you learn about different types of, putting images on fabric. I painted on fabric, I drew on fabric, I did all sorts of stuff. But the collage, the cutting, gluing onto a foundation fabric, quilting, that just stuck. And it's, 31 years later. So, how I work is a little different. It's kind of morphed, but it is basically cut, glue onto foundation fabric, quilt. It's still the same thing. So,
So you're probably the most original collage quilter there is, right? It kind of seems like you're.
I don't know. I was doing it back. I was gluing. I think, there's different ways of working with fabric collage, different ways of treating it and creating it. Right. But when I started in 1990 and I told people, oh, I just cut and glued it, they were like, you cut and what? Like glue? What do you mean glue? Nobody glued. At a quilt show, or the Quilt Guild show, I had a little booth, and there was a lady going through that said, no, you didn't glue that. I'm like, I did.
Said that to you?
Yeah. She goes, no, you painted that. And I'm, no, I actually glued it. But but people don't argue with me anymore. So I think that they're, now you're a little more used to treating fabric in different ways. I think that the whole using fabric for art has changed a lot since 1990.
And
so,
aren't you grateful? I'm grateful. I love to see the trend towards quilts being accepted as fine art, high art.
Right.
It hasn't always been that way.
No. And, and there were, plenty of quilters before me. And in the 70s, there were quilters out there who were working on making quilts as art.
Yeah.
So, and I came, within, a couple decades of that start. So it was kind of getting on a roll. And I'd like, it'd be nice to think that I helped, push it along.
You sure did.
So
yeah, you did.
That's good.
And, I love to think you're an artist by training and fabric is your medium. That's what I love to.
Yeah.
That's the way we need to say it. Okay. Right. So cool. Thank you so much. Okay. You're ready for another question?
I guess. Take a breath.
Okay. I'm going to mix them up.
Okay.
Let's see here. Oh, this is a great one. What is a current project that you're willing or would like to share with us?
Okay, a project. Well, this past year, we've all got all sorts of different projects that, got kind of brought out of the web, out of the corners. So I guess there's plenty of things I have on my list to do. Okay. But right now, there's been a lot of focus on getting stuff online. Because, I needed to move online when everything canceled last year, pretty much a year ago. And so we got stuff online, and it was one of those thoughts where, down the road, we're going to do like an online class and, get some ideas. And all of a sudden it's now, the future is now.
Yep.
And by last April, we started, by the end of, March, April. Yeah. By the early April, of last year, we started going online with live presentations.
Nice.
So I've had a lot of practice with that and, with getting photos on. And then there's collage coaching I'm doing online. So in lieu of teaching, I can give one-on-one, feedback to people. And starting in 2 weeks from today, is the first live online class.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. That's been the big thing that, and it's going to be like a 5-day class. And it's as close to recreating a live class as, we can do. But my husband's going to be working right with me. I'm going to be on the monitor. He's going to be on the computer. People send in photos. I go around, the room per se.
Is that workshop full? Or do
there's one space left.
Okay, so for that lucky person, how do they sign up for it?
The best is to Tom. My husband's right over there. So I'm asking. It's on my blog post. So it's on the most recent blog post. And I guess we put it out to the public a week ago Saturday. Okay. So if you get on any of the last 3 blog posts, it'll be there.
Your website where to get to your blog.
Right. It's SusanCarlson.com.
Okay.
All you have to do is my name, SusanCarlson.com.
Okay.
Yeah, we made it as easy as possible.
Okay, well, I'm sure someone watching this is going to jump right in there right now.
Okay. So and we are doing, we're also taking if they click on, where to take them, there's a page that advertises it. Oops, there's my good my thing. And if they go there, they can also email my husband. It says, how to get a hold of him if they want to be on a wait list.
Okay.
Or if they want to be first, to get the first notice for the future ones, because at this point we just have to wait to see what happens with my live classes. And if they cancel, because I've got a couple more, between now and summer, if they cancel, then we will be switching to online options.
Yeah. So people need to sign up for your email newsletter or something so that they can be notified about what.
Yeah, the best thing would be my blog post. So they can get onto SusanCarlson.com. The bar on the top says my blog, and you just click on the blog. And then over on the bar on the right, it says subscribe to this blog. Okay. And that's the best way, because then you get the email notice when something new comes out.
Aren't we so grateful for technology right now?
Yeah. I know.
Oh my gosh, we are we are blessed to be able to teach online. It is just the best. And I am so grateful for the ability to have community still with quilters.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, you might say, oh, everything's online, but geez, everything can be online. I got to meet you. So there you go.
That's right. We wouldn't meet otherwise. So I'm really happy for it. Okay. Thank you for that. Oh, my grandma's calling me. I'll call her back. Okay, let's pick another question, and then we'll go through some of the comments, see what we've got.
Okay, yeah.
Here's a good one. What is your favorite snack and drink to munch on while you work?
Well, it used to be, I used to be able to snarf half a bag of tortilla chips in no time flat. Something about the little saltiness thing there. Yep. But I can't do that in the way my studio is set up right now, because my cat lives here. And she doesn't have any table manners at all. So she always comes up. And this is actually my second mug of water, because within minutes of going, saying hi to you and going online, going live, she dipped her paw in my other. And so you just don't want to be drinking the water that a cat has dipped her paws into.
Oh my God.
So I had to get a fresh one. So, but she leaves my coffee alone. So these days with her around me, it's coffee or bars of chocolate.
Oh, so, good woman.
So there we go. She leaves my coffee and chocolate alone. So that's really all I need.
Okay, good to know. So we have a couple things in common there. I've got these, these yummy Cadbury eggs, right?
Oh, yeah.
Cadbury chocolate eggs. I've got my water. And then the other funny thing is I also have a cat. And my daughter who works for me has 2 cats. And we were just talking about this funny thing that her cat just did and how much we love cats and they're just funny pets. Amelia, what was it that you said about people who own cats? Listen to this. Come over here and tell us.
Okay.
This is funny. You'll appreciate it.
I heard somewhere, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Amelia. I heard somewhere that people who own cats, there's a correlation between their appreciation for the fine arts and they are more intellectual people.
Yeah.
So
Well, there you go.
we are.
Good, yeah. Good thing to have in a studio then, huh?
That's right. Okay, so let's just take a look real quick and see if we have some comment. We have lots of hellos from all over. I love it when people put where they're from. So we've got Canada and Georgia, Sherry, welcome. San Diego, Mesa, Arizona, Portugal. Oh my gosh, that's cool.
I saw some from Canada scroll through too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a few from Canada, Pennsylvania, Kentucky, more Canada, Wisconsin. Let's see here.
Oh, there's someone from my husband said he saw somebody from Saskatoon.
Uh-huh.
So, hey there. It was a lecture that I gave a week ago today.
Very cool.
So I did a live lecture, virtual lecture to them. So hi there. Hi again.
Hey, everybody up there.
In Netherlands. Yep. And all over the United States. Wow.
Yeah, really. Oh, this is awesome. I'm so glad. Pat just asked a really kind of funny question, and I'm going to answer it.
Okay.
Were you born in February? No. My birthday is April 4th. 4/4.
4/4.
I won't let you all forget it because I love my birthday. It's a time to celebrate life.
Uh-huh.
Let's see if there are some other great comments. Susan, you'll have to go through there.
There's someone from Portsmouth, New Hampshire. So that must have been a long time ago. Hi, Elizabeth.
This is fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Let's see. Online maybe next year. Yeah, so somebody talking about online, maybe next year can attend a live retreat. Yeah, we'll have to see how everything rolls out.
Really?
So, yeah, no, we'll get there. We're gonna
here's someone from the Netherlands. Hello from the Netherlands.
Hi. Over in Europe. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Susan, I have another question for you about when you teach live. Where do you teach? I mean, do you just go to where you're invited to go, or do you pick specific events?
I'm basically I get invited, and if it fits in my schedule, I go. Yeah. So there's a few places I've gone, like events that I've gone regularly, like a Silmar Empty Spools seminars in Silmar, California.
Yeah.
I tend to go there a lot. There's a Woodland Ridge Retreat up in Wisconsin, Downsville, Wisconsin. That is kind of a regular. I've been doing a lot of things lately with Madeline Island School of the Arts.
Oh, cool.
They're on Madeline Island in Lake Superior, right off the shores of Wisconsin. And they have a winter program in Santa Fe. So
nice.
It's been postponed and postponed now for 2 years. It was supposed to be last year, and then it was this year, and so now it's next year. So I hopefully I'll get to Santa Fe. Haven't been there yet, but the places where it's really are kind of interesting. I've been very lucky to have being invited to very interesting space and places. And
yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah, Australia 3 times. New Zealand
wow.
and, yeah, so that's really definitely an upside to what I do.
Really, I mean, what an amazing life to make a living as an artist and teach and travel. I mean, I want to be Susan Carlson when I grow up.
What do you mean? Look at what you've done. I mean, I checked all your stuff out, you're an artist and you've got all sorts of stuff going on, and So
I'm having a good time, and I do love the opportunity to work from home. I've got my studio up here above my garage, and it is super fun because I still have kids at home. So I can be the mom and travel a little bit. I actually just did my first live event in a year. I was down in Las Vegas, and my husband and I went down there, and that was really fun. So anyway, we'll get back to some more normal stuff. But until then, thank goodness for technology.
Yeah. And I've been enjoying the online stuff, more than I thought I would,
Me too.
So, yeah.
Me too. I'm having fun making new friends online.
Yeah,
like you.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We had these Thursday night, we're trying to do these live things on Thursday nights. And last year we had them like we do 4 in a row every week, and then they would take a 2-week break and then 4 in a row. And we did 24 of these things last year. And they're all like recorded on my website now. But now we're doing them once a month. And it's like a community. It's like its own, you recognize the names that come back again and again. And you're like, hey, there's like a woman down in Australia I get to say hi to, and never met her, but there she is, and she pops up every week.
I know. That's so fun for me. I love that too. In fact, that's something I'm really, really fascinated about, how quilting, how women create community around quilting.
Yeah.
And how technology has influenced that. I think that's so interesting, and I love it. I enjoy it a lot. And it's been especially fun to realize that during this pandemic, so many of our demographic is a little bit older, and a lot of them have been very homebound and isolated and quite lonely. And again, thank goodness for the opportunity to create community virtually.
Yeah. And they're embracing it,
Yep.
I mean, that's great,
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, well, I don't want to take much more of your time, but Susan, is there anything else that you want to share with us or show us?
Well, I could show the quilt I've got behind me. We were trying to figure out how to do the big quilt in the studio, but we weren't able to deal with cameras. The switching of the cameras has limited us.
Yeah.
So I can show. There was one chat I'd like to talk. There's something I saw here. So Antoinette. Oh, I know Antoinette. Yeah. So Antoinette Hettinga, and she's from Canada, I believe. So I think I know some of the people she's talking about. She said 7 of us bought your master course and quilt together through video every Wednesday, and we'll soon be sending our completed spirals to share with you. So that's something else that we've got going, and that's exactly what we were hoping people would do. Is there's I call it the master class, and so it's basically a DIY course that is set up like I teach my classes. So there's 6 sections to it, and you start with your photo and your drawing, and then you go all the way to finishing it. And so that's the type of thing that we were kind of hoping that people would, they can work on it together. And again, it goes with that community you're saying.
Yep.
So that was so thank you, Antoinette, and yep, I'm looking forward to those spirals. Okay. All right, so I can show the quilt behind me.
That would be great. We'd love to see it.
It's really easy to do in the format we're working with right now. So I'm just going to get the heck out of the way. Hold on.
Oh, look how cool that is. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, there we go.
I tell you, you are something else.
So let's see. Yep, I got to tilt the camera. So there we go. So this I call the Golden Temple of the Good Girls.
Oh, Susan, that is beautiful.
So, and to show you in scale, so here I am.
Oh, I love that.
So these, so there's my cat, the one who dips her paws in my water, or my tea. She'll do that too. So this is Ginny Cat, and this is Callie, and she came from She was actually an unexpected souvenir from Kalispell, Montana, a few years back, and then here is our bird, Kiora. And if anyone's from New Zealand, kia ora. It's like a greeting, a New Zealand greeting. So we had been to New Zealand, and when we came back, we ended up getting a parakeet and named her kia ora, so that when she talked, and she did actually start talking, and she says kia ora, And so like she's saying hello to us every day. So that's wonderful. But anyway, so these are our 3 little girls. They're all girls, our princesses, we call them.
Oh,
so Golden Temple of the Good Girls. So.
Oh, that is absolutely precious. I love that.
And any of the quilts. So on the blog post, there's all these categories. And one of the categories is quilt stories. Whoops, got to get this back down. One of them is quilt stories. So you can get onto the blog post, and over in the over on the right-hand bar, there's a box that you can just write in quilt stories, and all the different quilts that I've done pop up, and you can read more about them. And then also there's blog posts about them, even the making of. And I know that this particular quilt has popped up a few times in different blog posts that have to do with just selecting fabric for fur. There's all sorts of posts about selecting fabric and what you're looking for. So
cool. You've got great resources. Thank you so much for sharing them with us. What you mentioned something about quilt stories. It jarred my memory. I've just started a new Facebook group called Quilt Story, and it's just a place where people can go and share stories, because I think, as I said, I'm very fascinated by the community that's created around quilts. And so, and that's the thing about quilts. They're more than, they're not just a blanket. It's not just a utilitarian object. It's something that means something. Right. They are very representative of love and nurturing, and there's a story behind every single quilt. And so I invite you all to find that Facebook group. It's a private group called Quilt Story, and just share your quilt story, share your quilts. So Susan, I'd love to, I'll send you an invitation. I'd love to have you join if you can.
Okay, sure.
So just a reminder again to everybody that's watching, both on YouTube and on Facebook, that you can find Susan and more information about her and her workshops, her virtual workshops, susancarlson.com.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm Emily Taylor, and I am the creator of collagequilter.com. And you can find more information about me. And I have the Facebook group Collage Quilter. I'm the creator of that as well.
Very active. It's a nice group.
It is. It's a good group. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So again, Susan, I thank you so much for being here. This has just really meant a lot to me. I've just been giddy with excitement to have you on my show and meet you in person. Well, sort of.
Yeah. That's what we got, right?
Yep, that's what we've got.
Right.
So I really appreciate you taking the time to be with us, and I know the audience does too. So anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And
thank you, Emily.
Yep. Everybody else, I'll be back here next Monday at 11 o'clock Mountain Time, and wish me luck on my hip replacement surgery this week.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Hey, good luck.
Thanks. Thank you. I can't wait to get it done.
Okay. You'll feel better.
I will.
Yeah.
Okay. Take care, Susan.
Right.
Great to see
you too. Yeah. Bye-bye, everybody.